Hi, my name is Maxine Samone. I'm here to share a touch of Venus with you. Rich rising, rich rising. Whenever you're seeing this, there may be some messages in here for you. I would put money on it, okay? Personals are available only at atouchofvenus.com. If you're seeing this on TikTok, we post it on YouTube, you know the drill. If you're seeing this on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. You can subscribe to the channel. I would so appreciate it, and that's a free way to support all of the great things that we're doing here. I'm pulling out new, well, not new, we just haven't pulled out these decks in a minute. So, we have integrity popping out. Integrity. I was thinking about that earlier. Maybe someone needs to speak up, say something. We need to say something. I don't know. We're going to see what comes out. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of the light, and unconditional love. Divine Mother, Divine Father. Divine Mother, Divine Father. What are the best and highest messages for this collective? If you're interested, again, in personals, I'm not doing personals right now. I'm doing a collective message. So you're welcome to stick around. I feel like we got a good shuffle going. Please ignore my broken nail. Please ignore the broken nail. Heart healing. Heart healing. Angel Balthiel in rose quartz. If you have any rose quartz, this might be a good time to work with it. Heart healing. And her eye ever open. Goddess Tara, number 37. This is number 16, which simplifies to a 7. So we have 737. We also have 444 and 888. So we got a lot of pinks and blues going on. Beautiful. And then we have Crossroad of Destiny. Shit. Hello, beautiful. We're talking about some heart healing. Heart healing and her eye ever open. So on the bottom of the deck, I see Miss Hecate coming out, but I'm feeling a more motherly energy. Again, when we talk about her, there's an intensity and there's a crossroads. So I feel like this collective has the capacity to be leaders in the world because you have such a big heart. Are you willing to let, golly, are you willing to let people see your heart space? Are you, and when I say see your heart space, people need to be able to pick up your frequency. You know what I'm saying? Speak from a place of compassion, of love, of understanding. We do have the pink and the blue going on right here. And we've been talking about the higher heart chakra. Say that fast 3 times, you know? Higher heart, where your heart or your heart chakra crosses over with your throat. And this middle space right here, it's where we vibrate at a very high frequency of compassion and love, and see a connection to all things. We see ourselves in everyone else and vice versa. So that's kind of, I feel like, what we're talking about. And it's interesting having Hecate pop out here because, like I said, there's this intensity that comes with her, but I'm feeling like with her specifically, it's coming through that you might be put on a crossroads and you have to choose the path that is aligned with your heart. Right? That sounds so fucking corny, right? But that is really what's coming through. It's like, oh, you just have to choose the path that's aligned with your heart. But it really might be a difficult choice for you to choose. Maybe, and it may be hard for you to speak that out loud to somebody, you know, to actually draw the line in the sand. Something like that. Let's see. I'm pulling out the Moonology cards. We have not pulled out the Moonology cards in a minute. Let's get some more clarity on this. Yep, I see communication popping out. communication. A new romantic cycle begins. What was coming out in my mind, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Maybe there's some resistance in the chat. You may be put on a crossroads between people or the timeline that the people are presenting. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, if you choose this person, you're committing to this timeline. If you choose this person, that feels like there may need to be, again, this heart combined with the throat, where it's like compassion, understanding, forgiveness. It feels like, thank you, Train. It feels like, and it's interesting because me and you, have talked about the path of choosing a soulmate versus like your twin flame or something like that. You know, it's like choosing to love yourself, your reflection, and I don't necessarily feel like there is a wrong path, you know. It just feels like with Hecate coming out here, she's like, you are choosing a path, though. Don't get it confused. You're not just like, oh, it's about, you know, however this person takes it or whatever. It's about you and the timeline that you're choosing. That's what she's really highlighting. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Let me get one more. And then we have full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. I don't get this. When I see this, don't let your past hold you back, I don't get the vibe of not choosing someone from the past. I get that you have to release the past. And so that could look different. It could be releasing someone from the past, or it could be forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Hold your vision. We have the fixed moon popping out. Full moon eclipse, though, in the reverse, it says conclusions are within reach. So I don't think that like this middle space, like that's why I feel like Hecate is coming and she's like, you need to be empowered. You need to make a decision. Thank you for moderating the comments. Yes. When I see this, as well as this fixed moon, fixed moon, hold your vision. Do I do live readings? Yes, I have. But you know, when I've hopped on here to do live readings, I feel like I just sit on here. As much as people ask me for readings, like while I'm doing collective reading, when I like save it and I hop back on, then people are like, it's like crickets in here. So I'm like, I don't usually do them on live, although I may start making time available. Just maybe people need to see my face more often. I don't know. But I noticed that I feel like I'm wasting time because I'm just like sitting here, you know what I'm saying? No one really wants to pay for some reason. It's weird. Exactly. And that's why I'm like, okay, you know, it's fine. I understand, you know, this is why we're building our YouTube channel, because really what I want to do is be able to share my messages. I feel called to share my messages, not just my messages, messages from the divine, but I feel called to do that stuff. But I need to be putting it on a platform that will eventually, you know, do the damn thing, you know. Hold your vision. This, though, is like really giving me the split decision. It's like something that exists in the void space, the potential, and there's something that's already been illuminated, you know. Let me see. Let's get some crystal angel cards. We already have the rose quartz out here, and we have the Tibetan quartz. So let's get some guidance from the angels. You said, will I be a truck driver soon? Do you want to be a truck driver? What's stopping you from being a truck driver? You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to do it but to do it, right? I don't think that's a tarot question. Do you want to be a truck driver? You know what I'm saying? Wellness. The recovery of health and wellness is here, Jade. This is definitely giving Kundalini. This is giving you know, being with your person, you know what I'm saying? This is giving recovery of something. This is giving a big heart chakra energy with the green. I love when cards fall out like that. Divine life purpose. Trust the signs in your inner guidance, which are leading you to fulfillment. Aquamarine. Beautiful. So we have jade, aquamarine. And now we have amber. Give it to God. Take a deep breath, it says. And on the exhale, release in this situation. Release the situation to God for healing and answers. Amber. So if you're genuinely feeling confused, it feels like this collective is one of those that tries to figure we have life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. Lapis lazuli. We love lapis lazuli. It feels like this collective, because you know the power of your words, and you know that your spirit team be listening to you. You also know that they can't impede on your free will. And this is a subtle way that you keep yourself stuck in between timelines, because you won't necessarily ask. You know, like sometimes you be asking for things. But when it comes to clarity, when it comes to guidance, like you might sit and do the tarot readings and things like that. You might listen to them. But when it comes to being like, Spirit, please remove the people that do not, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's hesitation before saying that particular type of prayer, because you know that it happens very, very quickly. And so it feels like they're like, if you're genuinely having a hard time with this, and I just saw someone join the live that has like the same moon thing going on. If you're having a hard time, I feel like the advice is coming through. Yes, ask all the time, and a happy God shows without harm to me. Yes, I love that. Exact, without harm to you. That's beautiful. I feel that they're just saying that if you need help with this decision, or if you're feeling kind of like stuck in between timelines or spaces, like really bring yourself back to what do you want, you know? You said I specifically asked for the separation without harm to me. Absolutely. Yes, it's like putting yourself first, you know what I'm saying? Like really making sure that I'm still aligning with my vision. I'm not overly considering things like over myself, you know? Of course, we don't want to wish harm on other people, and I don't feel like you are, or nothing like that. But more so like just general advice to this collective is showing up that there can be assistance in this. If you're feeling like you're really on the crossroads, it does feel like though with Hecate coming out, it's saying read the energy on the bottom of this. Hecate is like, I'm not going to do it for you. You have to do it. That's a part of you being in your power, you know? But if you need some signs, some synchronicities, if you need things to be made abundantly clear, we can do that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we want you to practice using your voice, speaking from a compassionate place, and being in your power all at the same time, you know? So let me see. Let's get into the tarot. And we're going to look at the two different options that are presenting themselves to you, or the crossroads. So let's do what is one path. You know, so let's look at one path. Get some clarity on path number one. It's like door number one, door number two, and then you get to choose, you know. Okay, let's get some info on path number one, or door number one. Door number one's looking like the struggle bus. It's looking like doing everything on your own. It's looking like being hyper masculine and in your independence, which it's looking like hyper independence, not like independence like Nine of Pentacles, like I'm flourishing. It's like, ugh, I'm so tired. I'm so damn tired. Specifically, it's showing her doing it on her own. And needing, so it's kind of putting the struggle down in order to love yourself first. That's kind of what option number one is showing. Can we get one more? And one or two more. strength. It's going to take a lot of courage, a lot of strength to go on this path. And then we have crossing the Ace of Cups. We have the 10 of Swords. So we have 10-10. Something, door number 1, it looks like whatever is behind door number 1, it's coming to a close regardless, because we have 10-10. We have you needing to be strong and pour into yourself. So if that is resonating, and if somebody is tied to that type of energy, you know what I'm saying? That's what door number 1 is looking like. I saw the 2 of Pentacles try to pop out, but I hadn't clarified yet. Which that kind of is like you have to choose one. You know, it was in the reverse. But let's look at door number 2. Door number 2, please. We have the Hanged Woman. This is releasing some kind of trauma. Every time I see this specific card, specific card, I always see the hip opener, you know, like releasing some kind of trauma. Taking a pause, you know. And then we have Knight of Swords in reverse. Not moving quickly, for sure. That's so interesting, because as soon as I say that, Knight of Swords in reverse, it's like slowing the fuck down before you make a mistake, you know, being more strategic. That combined with the Hanged Woman is like definitely being strategic, you know, and making sure that you're emotionally regulated before you make any decisions. And then there's 8 of Wands, then there's movement forward. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like door number 2 may take a little bit more time. Maybe door number 2 is surrendering to more of a higher picture of things, like a divine will, you know, like being like, okay, this kind of feels like ego versus allowing yourself to exist in this sacred pause. I'm not seeing other people involved as much, you know, like the Knight of Swords is typically someone coming in, or an offer coming in, but with it in the reverse, it just kind of feels like there's nothing coming in. You need to kind of take time to yourself to be able to recuperate. It feels like release some trauma. But if you're trying to do something like quickly, based off of the stories that you tell yourself, trying to prove yourself or something like that, to show how strong you are, how resilient you are, that's exactly the type of path that you're about to be on. You're about to be on the struggle bus because you have something to prove, you know? This one feels like you're like, I don't have anything to prove. I actually have shit to release. You know, like, I feel like what's coming to mind is that quote that J. Cole, one of these J. Cole songs, he was like, what's more important, getting or letting go? And this door number 2 is feeling like you're understanding the importance of release in order to make room to move forward. That's interesting because we kind of bring it back to heart healing and the romantic cycle thing, right? And I don't feel, again, nobody else is popping up in the cards. It's about you, you know, and your approach to this new timeline, this new cycle. The 5 of Wands. There's like some kind of conflict. You're creating some kind of discourse between the timeline that you want to create, because we have the Magician here and the 5 of Wands. You're fighting like your desires, you know. To me, it feels like door number 2 is inviting you to take time to yourself, to release, reclaim your time. It's like, I'm reclaiming my time. I'm reclaiming my time. You know what I'm saying? But this feels like the decision is very clear to me, but, and as I say that 7 of Cups in reverse, the decision is very clear. Is there a third path? No. Your ego will try to come up with other ways to not put you in this place of slowing down, you know. So it's really interesting because I don't see anybody else in this reading. Really, Spirit is just asking you, can you allow yourself time to relax, to receive, to release, make room to receive, actually. So you have to release first. And then we have the King of Pentacles that's kind of hiding and waiting. I feel like there's an option. There's stability here. There's someone that's... And it's interesting when I put the King of Pentacles down, the King of Pentacles is looking over here at pile number 2. And then the Chariot. So as soon as you give yourself that time to release whatever baggage you have, whatever hyper independence you got going on, or toxic masculine, you know what I'm saying? Because we all have masculine and feminine energy, but it feels like you've had to really push yourself in the past. And that's moving out of survival mode into thriving, you know. And this King of Pentacles is going to come in, whether that's an opportunity, a business opportunity, more money, or if it's a specific person coming in to support you. It feels like, yeah, 5 of Pentacles came out over here on pile number 1. If you want to continue doing things on your own, you're committing to the struggle timeline, you know what I'm saying, the survival timeline. If you're in the place of receiving and relaxing, you got to stop micromanaging how you're going to get to your 10 of Cups. And understand that if we're honest with ourselves, everyone, when we think of our dream timeline, okay? We think about that. I don't think any of us imagine being on our dream timeline by ourselves, having did everything by ourselves. When we start to bring that type of language or vision into our dream timeline, that's the ego coming in and being like, I want credit for this. I am trying to prove something about myself, you know? Dream timeline includes collaboration, community, team, support, partnership, you know what I'm saying, love. And so it's showing up as, you know, we have the Emperor, it was in reverse, and the 10 of Cups. It's like micromanaging how you're going to get to that 10 of Cups, which actually ends up, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that you feel like you have to do it by yourself. You feel like nobody's going to understand. People just don't get it. They can't do things right, yada, 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 all these things. And then you put all this pressure on yourself to do it. And then you end up isolating yourself. And this attaches you to a timeline of separation, which is not love, you know what I'm saying? Which is not of the higher timelines, you know, where we're able, going back to compassion and higher heart, where you're able to see yourself in another person, and another person is also able to do the same for you, you know? So we have Justice here coming out to balance things out. And it does feel like romance, you know, it does feel like someone coming in to support you. Are you open to receiving? 4 of Swords, they're saying just rest, surrender. They're going to there could be situations happening in your life or taking place to get you, and it's not going to be like, I can feel like this worry about this pile number 1, you know what I'm saying? Or door number 1. I can feel the worry of when I say situations may arise. I can feel that like, fuck, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? What kind of situation? You know what I'm saying? And it's like the armor goes up. And they're saying, no, there could be just tweaks to get you to realize the patterning that you have going on that's not in alignment with your dream timeline, you know? So then we have the Star. We have healing, you know? 4 of Swords and the Star. That's very positive. That's very like, I feel like, invite, what I'm really getting is like, invite your spirit team in. Like especially if you're waking up early in the morning, or maybe you can't sleep at night or something, you're kind of like, I don't know, in one of those modes, like really invite them in to help with releasing, healing, this hyper independence. Like ask for support, ask for, you know what I'm saying, whatever you need, whatever you feel like you need. I can't really tell you what you need, you know, but I do feel like there's a lot of like higher level support in this. We have the Hierophant here, but it's in the reverse. Why is the Hierophant reverse? 6 of Swords. Oh, yeah, you're not, I feel like they're like, we want to help more. You may connect with your spirit team already, but I feel like they want to help you more because we have the Six of Swords here. They're trying to move you into a more like peaceful place in life. And they're like, we can't kind of step in without your permission, you know? They're watching though. Yeah, Eight of Cups. They're like, we're literally like right there. You know what I'm saying? We are watching you kind of like exit this timeline, and we want to help you kind of just like smoothly move forward, you know? We have the Seven of Pentacles, and then we have the Judgment. Yes. You are literally, you're in your, this is level up season. You plan, like you have new manifestations coming in. And this is why I feel like there's like residue. Ooh, and I just got, I don't know, that was a weird feeling. Residue of just small things that are kind of in the way of you getting what you want. It feels like also what I was saying, new manifestations, because there's a difference between manifesting something from survival mode and just getting what you need to get by. And then it's like now you're kind of like turning on to the dream timeline. So you're thinking bigger. Your manifestations have changed, which I think the ego would tell you that everything's taking fucking forever. You know what I'm saying? Everything's taking forever. But it's like, no, your manifestations kind of have shifted and they're bigger and they're more aligned with love and all these things. So like, we have to get you to also shift to be in alignment with that timeline, you know? That doesn't mean that things haven't been coming in or that you haven't manifested things or that the ego, you know, is like doing whatever it's doing. But they're saying that you've up-leveled, you know? Yeah, the Fool. We're literally in a new timeline, you know? So your manifestations have changed. We have the Devil in reverse. Yes, we're getting past fears. And then we have the World, a whole new cycle. So it's like you've defeated something, you know, you defeated. It feels like you have defeated this struggle bus timeline, but the mindset of how you're going to manifest your dream reality, like bring it into fruition, is not the same approach. That's all. It's not the same approach. You're not going to do it by yourself. You're going to use your spirit team, and you're going to have other external support coming in to help you. And in fact, the external support is going to be coming from your spirit team. Okay. You just have to be open to receiving that. And so that's mainly the thing. It's not like, I feel like it's not this, it is big, but it's not at the same time. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to freak out. No freaking out anymore. They're saying like everything, we need to keep our nervous systems in check. You know what I'm saying? Don't stress yourself out. If you feel yourself becoming stressed out, that's an invitation to pull back, like we saw with the Hangman. And I forget what card it was now, right next to it, but basically giving yourself space, time, you know, to pause and to think before you just like make any rash decisions, you know, and knowing that nothing is going to come and, you know, ruin what you have going on, you know. We have start delegating here with Green Tara, and then we had Kali popping out as well. Endings and beginnings. So like I said, like knowing that you have support, knowing that you can ask for help, and being like, okay, this is too much right now. I'm going to put this off right now. This isn't an immediate need. This is an immediate, you know, if I don't do this, my house is not going to burn down, you know. So that type of vibe. And speaking up from a place of knowing that you're supported. Okay. So we have Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. And then we have Damara, guiding children. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Specifically, I feel like this is like you reparenting yourself, you know, like having compassion for yourself, knowing that you can ask for help, you know, and you'll have the support that you need. That is very inner child, you know, like feeling safe enough to ask and have your needs met, you know? And if somebody cannot meet your needs, that is okay. But you have other resources to have your needs met. That does not mean that the world is ending. You know what I'm saying? Mother Mary popping out. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. Lovely, lovely. Let's get some affirmation cards. Affirm the collective. What does the collective need to know? What does our inner child need to know right now so we can help them feel safe? That's a lot. You need to talk to your inner child. Let them know that they're okay, you know. We're all okay, all parts of us. I bring peace with me wherever I go. And I love that I put the cards away, the tarot cards, but this reminds me of that Hierophant card where I had the pyramid and I had the eye and then we had the star, and I just got another weird feeling. Like, I mean, these are confirmations, I feel like, but the sensation feels urgent isn't the right word. It's like point. Like, I'm getting a sensation that's like almost like poking. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're right here. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't forget that you have support, you know? Or maybe just like, I don't know, it feels like a nudge, you know? Yeah, I bring peace with me wherever I go. And when I move my body, I feel empowered, cleansed, and strong. And when I see this card, I always think, okay, like this collective could be dealing with some anxiety or things like that. So it's important to get grounded, get in your body. But what's really standing out to me is this spirit animal. That reminds me of the King of Pentacles, you know, having the antlers, having like a strong, I don't know, like when I see like elk or mooses, or is that how you say it? Mooses? Or something like that. This looks like a deer, but it's like, this gives more like a feminine vibe, but I'm picturing a strong elk with like big, you know, I'm picturing like a protective spirit guide, like a masculine spirit guide. If I picture earth sign energy, I think of King of Pentacles, you know. I think of like fatherly. Moose is already thank you. The moose eye. And then when I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. So, owning my power inspires others to do the same. I am not afraid to shine. So the sooner that you can be nicer to yourself. Yes, you're a Taurus, so I resonate with bulls very hard. Yes, I have Mies. Yes. Yes, I have Taurus in my life that has taught me more about Taurus energy than I previously understood, which is interesting because I have a Taurus midheaven, but I also have a Taurus south node. They're like right there on each other. But I also have Aphrodite sitting on my midheaven as well. And so that Taurus Venusian energy is something that I've had to grow into learning and understanding. But it's interesting because Aphrodite is a love goddess, but she's also a warrior goddess, you know? And so I feel like Taurus kind of carries that energy, you know? And he taught me that he was like me being a Pisces stellium and a Scorpio stellium. Certified, crash out in the past, okay? I was like, why are you not feeling anything? Why are you not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. I couldn't get him to like engage with me when I was like upset, you know, which I appreciated in hindsight. I even told him that because I was just like, I feel like dealing with other water signs that I've dealt with in the past, it escalates, you know? And I was like, he just would not allow it to get to that point, you know? Yes, Pisces moon, I swear. I have a Virgo moon. It's supposed to keep me grounded, but, you know, when you're in that phase of life, the Virgo can also crash out pretty hard, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, yeah, he was like, you need to understand how bulls work. You know, like bulls are either angry or they're chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's it. There's no in between. And I was like, he's like, when do you ever see a bull get excited? Get like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, that's true. They are either raging or they're really chilling, you know? And so, yes, I swear I'm more emotional than my Pisces boyfriend. Pisces men are a different breed. And I'm not talking shit. It's just like they have some reconciliation to do with their emotions. So it's hard for them to show their emotions. It's really, really hard, I feel like. But it's also beautiful when I see a Pisces man, like an elevated Pisces energy. They bring that structure to this divine feminine energy that just like flows through them, you know, like, and is very, I feel like that's a long journey to get to be able to find that balance, you know, for a masculine, like in this lifetime, you know. That's a big task, but I do feel that, yes, I had to learn more about Taurus, the bulls, and how y'all operate. I was gonna say, when I see good in others, you know, that depends on if they're healed or unhealed. I do feel structured. I can be feminine, yes, safely, beautiful, because yeah, that's what we're really, Taurus and Pisces do have a great like synergy, you know. I feel like there's just need for safe spaces. You know, I feel like a lot of people need that. It's not just a Taurus or a Pisces thing. But I feel like the environment that a Taurus can create for a Pisces is very grounded and safe. And then we can like flow a little bit more. And then for a Taurus, I feel like they need to be kind of in that flow as well. They need that, you know. But I feel like also it's like comfort and cuddles and good food, and it's just very loving, you know what I'm saying? It's very safe, you know, once we can get the Pisces to stay, you know, to stay still for a second. But also he said yes. Yeah, I feel like we gotta swim around and figure out it's really until a Pisces understands the importance of the environment, you know, and how mutable, like we understand that, we know that about ourselves, but the mutability, like we don't even, I feel like that's where people think that we're really crazy, because we genuinely think that we're operating like as ourselves, and technically we are, because we have to take responsibility for our actions. But then when you get out of a certain environment, you're like, oh, I wasn't even acting like myself. Like, but then you still have to take responsibility for those actions that you know, did while you were in said environment that was influencing you so heavily because you chose to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, you know, Pisces and responsibility, things like that. But, and I feel like that's why Pisces also end up being very isolated and like kind of loners, because we're like, once we start to understand like what my energy feels like, I don't want to be around a lot of people. You know, I don't want to feel a lot of things, and I prefer to just be at home with my person in my cuddly vibe, you know. But yeah. Okay, I think I'm done. I don't know if I should hop on here and do personals or not, but this is going to be put on YouTube, so I need to just go ahead and hop off. Yes, we're mostly chill. Or go to a waterfall. Ooh, You guys, that is beautiful. I was just saying that I want to be nearby more water. We're planning on visiting a wolf lodge soon. Yeah, I want a little trippy trip too. We need that. That sounds like it's gonna be fun. Oh, I was thinking of like that one big lodge that's called like Wolf, or is it Wolf something? It's like a well-known name, you know. maybe I'm thinking of like Gaylord or something. You know, like they have the big theaters or whatever. I don't know. But I know what you're talking about. I've seen those on TikTok where you can actually watch. Yes, Great Wolf Lodge. Yeah. Yes. That's funny. Yeah, I've seen those on TikTok where you can actually see the wolves out there. That's actually really beautiful. And that, I was just doing, I think you might have been on here. I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember that in this deck, there was this card called Instinct, and it had the wolves on it. Let me see. And it was like a two-headed wolf. Oh, here we go. Yes. And it was like, okay, two lone wolves coming together, like in spirit, you guys are two, like one. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty interesting. Yes, I would take one with you if you're down. I would love that. I would love it. I just gotta get my honey right. I think it would be very spiritual and ethereal. Yes. You know what? Okay, that's another thing I wanted to mention for those of you that are going to see this on YouTube too. I've been saying this. I started to mention it here and there in my videos, but there's a retreats page on my site, and it has a little email sign up thing. So people can like get on the list to learn about retreats, but I've been really looking at planning one for Mount Shasta, California. That's the root chakra of of the world, So I really would love to specifically have a retreat for divine feminines, because if we go to the root and we do some of our healing rituals, ceremony, workshops, beautiful things, connect with nature out there, that is helping the divine feminine energy to rise in a specific center, which is the root holds the dormant feminine energy, and we're going through this awakening of Gaia. So I just feel like it would be really powerful and beautiful, not only activating for those that are attending, but I feel like we would be helping and healing the collective, so I'm really interested in putting that together. That sounds fun. When I start my lives, I'll promote it. We can bring people together. Oh my God, yes. I feel like, so I started to look at the 7 energy centers, the main ones in the world. And I was like, the sacral is in Peru. That would be beautiful. I could see like going to each center, because all it is to do it. Just like that one guy was like, am I going to be a trucker? I'm like, I don't know. Do you want to be a trucker? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to plan it? Are you going to do it? And that's kind of how I'm feeling about these retreat spaces. It's been something that I've been thinking about for a long time. I feel like I've wanted to try to like make sure I have the audience or the things, because I have always been in marketing and I wanted to have like this built up thing, to be able to like community to be able to promote to. But I feel like actually it's the other way around. Spirit has been like telling me that if I build it, people will come, and yes, we just got to get everything planned and together. Absolutely. I feel that. And I'm just like, I feel like I've actually been presented people that are doing this that have no social media presence, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't even like the idea of using social media, but yet they're making a living, doing what they love, sharing their gifts in these intimate one-on-one spaces, which is where I feel like the most like profound healing happens, And I feel like so I've been seeing examples of that in my real life that encourages me to just kind of take that leap. I feel like, my Virgo moon, Virgo rising, it's like, I want to do it right. I want to have a plan. I want to have a strategy. But it's like, Spirit is like, if you take those first steps, I really feel like, and also I have to be okay with my capacity growing over time for larger groups of people, for teaching larger groups. I have been teaching for years now, really when I think about it, both online and then in different shops, but I'm used to very small groups again. And I like small groups because I feel like that's where people can like let their masks down. We can actually have those real conversations. They're intimate and it's not, like, what is the word I'm looking for that starts with a C? thinking about like what therapists say, like everything is what's said in here stays in here type of thing, you know? We have to use social media to connect nowadays. Yes, that's how I feel like, why I feel like, aside from spirit just being like, you need to start sharing, you know, and teaching. I do feel like that's part of it, but I do feel like also, I feel like that's where they're asking me to surrender and like really trust that the people that feel called to me will find me. They'll put me in their peripheral, you know what I'm saying, or vice versa. And, you know, everything's going to unfold the way it needs to unfold, you know? But yeah, there are definitely things that I feel like I've been avoiding doing, you know, when it comes to making certain phone calls and things like that. But I have set up the retreat page. I have, you know, I have the website up there. I have the structure for this to happen. I just need to start putting it together as far as like the actual retreat. I have a space in mind already. So yeah, this is me committing to my dream timeline. Okay. So these readings are partially for me, partially for the collective. You know, I always take some things from it as well, but really committing to my dream timeline, making room, making space, allowing myself to align with being supported, you know, receiving help, speaking my vision out loud, and not just like letting it live in my head, being like, I have to do this all myself. I have this background for a reason. I can figure it out. And it's like, no, like people want, you might not even know, people might have a shared vision with you, but because you don't even allow yourself to speak it out loud because you just feel like you're so misunderstood, people don't get it, I'm gonna have to do this by myself, like all these things that the ways the ego plays with us, you know. But yeah, okay, I'm really gonna get off here. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I don't know, I'm gonna do some pumpkin patch things with my baby.